What was binomial theorem? Binomial theorem, if we have x plus y whole power n, then binomial theorem is x power n plus n1 x power n minus 1 y power n minus 1 plus n2 x power n minus 2. No, just I made a mistake. This is x is n power minus 1 while y is 1. X power n minus 2, y is here, plus n3 and x into n minus 3 while y 3, plus up to so on, and the last term would be y power n. So just look at this. How can we expand expression like this? X plus 2 whole power 5. If I ask you to expand this expression, then how can we expand? The first we write x power 5 plus 5 1, because now n is, look at this, n is 5, so we put 5 instead of n, and then one part decreasing of x while increasing of y. Y is 2 now, right now. So x would become 4 into 2 plus 5 2. This is the sign of combination. You can find through calculator 5c2 or 5 2. Then x power 3 dot 2 square plus 5 3 x power 2 dot 2 power 3 plus 5 2 x power 1 while 2 power 4, and the last term would be 5. So this is 5 4 actually. 5 5, and this x power 0, no need to write x power 0, just you can write 2 power 5. Now how can we find this sign 5 1 by using calculator? So if you look at calculator, then we can using this model of calculator, then 5c1, first put 5, then shift, then this division sign, and 1, this would also 5, and then 5 multiplied by 2 would become 10. So the first term of the sequence is x power 5 plus, this would become 5, while 5 multiplied by 2, 10x 4 plus 5c2. How can we find 5c2? Just five and then c2 is equal to 10. So 10 multiplied by 4, this would become 40 x cube plus 5c3. So just only put 5c3 is also 10, while 5c3 10, 2 power 3 is 8, this would become 80. 80 x square plus 5c4 again become 5, while 5 multiplied by 2 power 4 is 16. 16 4 times 80 x, and the last 5 power 5 would become 1 through calculator, use calculator, and 2 power 5 is 32. So this is your final expansion, or this is called binomial expansion. Okay, what we are going to learn today, actually this is the whole expansion of x plus 2 power 5. So usually he do not ask to expand this whole expression. For example, if we have 10, then there is there are rare question that he said expand the x plus 2 power 10 or write down the whole term. He just ask only one to two or three terms. For example, you usually see in exercise 6.3, he asked that find the first three terms of x in ascending power, in descending power. That the question one number can be like this: find first three terms of this series, first three terms in ascending power of x. Ascending power, then uh, ascending power of x, and the second is descending. Descending power of x. This is why this x is descending power of x. Look, how can we know that this one this would become descending or this would become? First, you look at the very first number. If x is written as first, it means when you open the bracket, it first we take the x power n. It means if the first number is x, then obviously here the first number x power will become 5. If 2, we write 2 at first, then for example, if this expression is written like this, 2 plus x, then we know that when we apply the binomial theorem, then it means we start from 2 power 5 and x power 0, then 2 power 4, x power 1, then 2 power 3, x power 2. So now we start x power 0, then x power 1, then x power 2, and then x power 3. This is called ascending power of x. So there is only just a small change. If he asks about that, find the first three terms in descending power, so you should write x first. If he asks that find the first three terms in descending power, ascending, then you have to write the other constant first, the other term first, x hat second. So in this way, you will find the ascending and descending order. So one more thing, if there is plus sign, then that be okay. There is no major difference or there is no change. If there is a negative sign like this, x minus 2, I have x minus 2 power 8, and he said find the ascending power of x, ascending. If you look now, look at this, no need to remember this thing ascending or descending. What we have to do, just open this. If I open this, the very first power of x would become x power 8. It means it start from x power 8 and going toward x power 7, 6 and 5. So this would be descending power of x. If we start from the larger number and go towards a smaller number, then that is called descending. So we have to find the ascending. So I should write this expression like this: minus 2 plus x power 8. Then we feel a little bit uncomfortable while we have a negative sign with first term. It doesn't matter, just you apply a binomial series, and when you put this very first number, you just put a negative sign with x with first number, so it doesn't matter. But if we are interested to become a more comfortable that the first term should be positive, the second term negative, then you can take negative common, negative 1 as common. So this would become 2 minus x whole power 2 minus x, 1 take minus 1 common, and whole power 8, because we are taking common minus 1 from this expression while 8 is whole power, so we write 8 as a whole power. What actually student made a mistake, they write minus 1 and then 2 minus x power 8. So this would be completely a nonsense or wrong. So write down 8 as a whole power, then in a very next step separate this power, minus 1 power 8 and then 2 minus x power 8. We know that if there is an even power of negative number, so this would become positive 1 and 2 minus x power 8. So this is written like this: minus 1 power 8 and then 2 minus x power 8. Now you can expand it by using binomial theorem, that 2 minus x power 8 as like you find it above. That use binomial theorem. How we use binomial theorem on this expression like above. So this, when we open this expression, so look at this: 2 power 8, we start from 2 power 8, then plus, first write n power 1, mean 8 1, then 2 power 7 and minus x, because now this is a negative x. This negative sign, we shift this negative with x, while 8 to 2 power 6, and this negative x will become 2, y 8 3, so 2 power 7, while this x become negative, negative x, and this whole value is 3, 6, and this is 5, 2 power 5, and this x is 3. Now you can calculate through calculator. 2 power 8 is, I think, 256. 256 plus, no, this not plus, because there is a negative sign with x. So this negative sign comes at first. So 8c1, calculate from calculator. I hope it is also 8. 8 into 2 power 7 is, just let me calculate. 8c1, 8 shift division c1 is equal multiply by 128. 2 power 7 is 128, so 1024. So this would become 1024 minus 1024x. So plus up to so on. Now calculate this in this way, just using calculator. This is the combination sign. It means it can be written as 8c2. Okay, 8c2. So the first thing which we learned today is ascending and descending power. I'm going to repeat just in 1 second, that if you want to find the in descending power, then x should be written at first, and if you want to find the series in ascending power, ascending mean from bigger to small, smaller to bigger, then you should write the other term first. Okay, then the next question arises, because here it just I think at your level there are not as much complicated question, but next question, if I have this x here and minus 1 over x or minus 7 over x, if the both term are in form of x, then how can we know that, how we expand this, that this would become ascending or descending? Because now if you are looking at this, the both term in form of x, then just do a small experiment and expand first or two terms. Like if I expand this, if it means this would become x power 16, then the very next term, and x power n mean, then the very next term are either minus or plus, and I'm not going to calculate the c and ncr. I'm just going to find the parts of x, behavior between the parts of x. When after that we take x power 7, I mean when you take power 7, then this would become x 14, and a single y, and we put x power y. So when this x cancel with this 14, this would become x 13. So it means it start from x 16 and going towards x 13 and then x 10. So it means if you write x here first, so this x, series would be in descending order, bigger to smaller. And if you write 7 by x first, then this series would be in ascending order, smaller to bigger. So if you forget this, how can we know that how can we find ascending or descending order? I just give you a small suggestion. that do some experiment, do a small experiment and find first two terms, then you will came to know that which term should I write first. So this is just all about ascending and descending order. The next thing which first before moving on, do you have any question? Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Amna, Alize, hello, Alize.
No question right here.
Sir,
Tanzil, no question?
sir, no question.
No.
Okay, and Alize? Alize, your voice, I cannot hear you. Okay, if you have any question, then maybe you just...
Question right now.
Okay, then, okay, now look at this. X plus y whole power n. The next question which came in this exercise, he asked about, look at this. He asked about that find the fourth term, fifth term, sixth term, seventh term, like this. He just asked about any particular term. He do not ask that find the first three terms or last three terms. You have to just find the first, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. He just gave us any number. So you have to find that term. So for this purpose, for this formula, you just first look at the behavior of the sequence. How this sequence behave. X plus y whole power n. Just open it. X power n plus n1, then x power n minus 1, then y power 1 plus n2 and x power n minus 2 and y power 2 plus up to so on. Now look at these terms carefully. There are one thing which is same in any particular term. Which one? This value of r. This is NCR actually. The number came in this expression too. The number subtracting from the power of x or from n, and the number becoming the power of y or the second. This number is same in all terms. For example, if we write 1, then we should subtract 1 from n and 1 from y. If you write 2, then you should subtract 2 from these numbers. So how can I write a general expression or general term of a sequence? If you remember the O level, the sequence, how can we write the general term of this sequence? That this would become, because n is remain same for all and x and y will remain same for all. The only thing which is changing that 1, 2 and 3. So we can write n r, then x power n minus r, and then y power r. Okay, why I replace this number 1, 2 and 3 with r? Okay, just let me tell you. If you look before this, if you look at this, this is actually the second term. This is actually the second term. What is the value of r in this term? That is 1. It means r start from 0. This is the first term where r is 0. There is no r, it means r is 0. This is the third term of the sequence where r is equal to 2. Okay, so I can represent this general term formula that tr plus 1. Now, why I put tr plus 1? For example, you are putting value r is equal to 5 in this question. So which term we get at in the result of r is equal to 5? When I put r is equal to 5 in this, so r 5 plus 1, our r, this term becomes 6th term, while n 5 and x n minus 5 and y power 5. R is equal to 5, while this term is actually 6th term. because we know that r start from 0. Okay, got it? So just take some example. This is the formula of general term. So remember this formula. You can we just deduct this formula from this sequence. This is not a new formula. This is a general term of this binomial theorem. NCR, then xn minus r while y power r. So in now look at this. We have x minus 2 by x. I just want to take some complicated expression, the power 10. And he asked us, let's find the third and seventh term of the sequence of this series. So what you have to do, you first put the formula general term, tr plus 1. The tr plus 1, we write nr x dot n minus r and y power r. Now put all the values. If I want to calculate the third, it means r should be 2. So 2 plus 1. So similarly, n is 10, we have n 10. Look at this 10. R is equal to 2. So x, while x is single x, this x stand for, this x represent the first term. So x is single x. 10 minus 2 would become 8, while y is second term, which is minus 2 by x, and we write r is 2, so we write 2 here. So 10C2 calculate by using calculator, x 8, while 2 minus 2 square would become 4, while this x square, and just 10C2 by using calculator. So 10 plus 10 C2, that would be 45. So write 45 here, and x here can be cancelled with this x power 8. So final term would become 45 multiplied by 4, 180, and this would become x power 6. So this is our third term of the sequence. Now I have to find the seventh term of the sequence. So what should be the value of r, Amna? If I want to find the value of the seventh term in the sequence, so what should be the value of r?
The value of r should be 6.
Very good, excellent, Shabash. 6, just one less. So 6 plus 1, that would become 7. So now I'm going to put direct values. N is 10 here. This is 10. While r is 6. X is symbol x. While 10 minus 6, write 10 minus 6 dot y is minus 2 by x, and this would become 6. So 10C6 using calculator, you can find x power 4 here, while minus 2 power 6. Because r is even, so minus 2 would become positive. So this negative sign cancel, 2 power 6 is 64, and x power 6. So then 10C6, just from calculator here, you can find 10 C, where is C, C6, that would be 210. So 210, in next step we have to multiply with 64. So 13, 4, 40. So here 210, and the next term is 13, 4, 40. And when you cancel x power 4, so this would become x square, or you can write 13 into 440 dot x power minus 2. Both answers are correct. Whether you write divided by x square or you put x square with numerator, and this would become minus 2. So up to this point, do you have any question? Alize, Tanzeel and Amna?
No.
No, sir.
Tanzeel?
No, sir.
So no, look, just listen carefully. We have learned that how to find the third, fourth, and sixth term. So there are many questions in which he asked that no need to expand the whole expression. He just only want to know the only third, fourth, and fifth term of the sequence. Okay, the next thing which I am going to tell you, that is a little bit challenging. So I need your more attention. Which first, I'm again repeating my words that which thing we have learned today, just a small things that not that how to find any sequence in ascending or descending order, that depends on the position of x. If you want to find in ascending order, then x should be at second, and if you want to find descending order, then x should be at first, like this. If x is at first, then this sequence would be in descending order, x power 5, x4, x3. If x at second, we place x at second, then this sequence in ascending order, start from x power 0 and x power 1 and x power 2, all those things. Then we learn the general term formula. The general term formula usually used for those usually used where we need just only one or two terms. There is no particular term that we have to find the all of the terms, just only fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. He asked just find fourth term, fifth term, and sixth and seventh. Same the other thing, the type 2. This is called type 1. The fourth, fifth, and sixth term. The general term formula, this is, you can name it type 1, or for your, that you will remember this thing in a good way, type 1. And now the type 2. Whenever you face a problem, first you have to find this thing, either this question belongs to type 1 or type 2. In type 2, he do not ask that find the fourth and fifth term. He just only asked find the coefficient of x here. What? He just only asked find the coefficient of x here. Find the coefficient of x power 4. Find the coefficient of x power minus 6. Find the coefficient of x power 7, x power 3. He do not tell us the number or label of the term, or shows the label of the term. While in this type 2, he do not tell us the value of r. So we have to find the value of r, because we don't know the term x here, the position of x here. Either this term occur at number 2, number 3, number 4. If you look at this, if we are asking about the find the coefficient of x here, we are just going on this question number 1. Now question, if you look at this, x plus 2 power 5, and we do not know the value of r, because now if you look at this, where x here occur, 1, 2, 3, 4, this number 4, and here the value of r is actually, because this is the fourth term, so value of r is 3. Got it? Here the value of r is 3, and if we ask that find the cube of x, it means a coefficient of x cube. Looking at this, then this occurs 1, 2, at 3, number 3, and here the value of r is 2. So there is no relation between value of this r value and the coefficient. It doesn't mean, if we ask about the find the coefficient of x here, it doesn't mean that x here occur at number 2, or x power 4 occur at number 4, or x power minus 6 occur at minus 6. Okay, this there is no relation between the x power 4 and r. R represent the label of the term. Like here we find the, which term we have find, the sixth term. So we put r is equal to 5. No, where this thing. No. If you are looking at this, we just find the third term in the sequence, and that is the value of x is x bar 6. Okay, I'm going to take the same question that you can ask. You can learn this question easily. So what I'm talking about exactly, x minus 2 over x minus 2 over x. This is a little bit tricky, but not as much. If you got the first concept in a quite good way, then you can get this concept as much better way. X minus 2 over x power 10. So he asked about that. This is not the part of the question. In this question, you have to find the coefficient of x power 6. Okay, x power 6, and we do not know where the x power 6 exactly occur. So just we use a general term formula. So remember one thing, in what is the difference between the type 1 and type 2? In type 2 we don't know the value of r, so no need to put r, just 5. The value we know, just put those values into that expression. Tr plus 1 is equal to, this is a formula of nr. First I write down the formula, x power n minus r and y power r. So time is running down. I'm going to complete it quickly. So the value of r, we don't know the value of r, so this will behave like this, tr plus 1. But I know the value of n, so I put n here, nr, while x is single x, n minus r, no, n is 10. So put a 10 minus r here, and while y is minus 2 by x, and this is r, so put here as r. Then simplify it further. How can we simplify it further? Look, if I have x power 2r divided by x power r, and then we know that both are x, then these parts can be solved, that 2 when I shift this x power r from denominator to numerator, s power become negative. Indices, in you learn this thing in O level. So x power 2 r minus r, so this would become x power r. Okay, like this. I'm going to solve or simplify this expression further like this, collecting just x. Here we have x power 10 minus r. This is negative 2 power r. You can separate it by, how can, for example, if we have x over y, look at this, power r. How can I separate it? X power r while y power r. But if there is a negative sign, so we don't know whether, if r is even, then this negative sign would become positive. If r is odd, then this would, a sign, negative sign will remain same. So we cannot remove this negative sign. So you just put here this, shift this negative sign with 2. It doesn't matter. R and then x power r. Break this, or take numerator and denominator parts separately. Okay. Then now simplified, x 10r. This is r. When I shift this r in numerator, so this would become negative r. So already we have 10 negative r, x power 10 negative r. So this negative r become minus 2r, and write down minus 2 power r. Up to this point, up to this line, do you have any question, Tanzeel?
So this last one I did not understood completely.
Okay. Alize, your mic noise in your mic. Amna, Batul?
Till the last step.
Last step. Okay. Because I write it directly, so that is the reason maybe you got confused. This was actually x power 10 minus r, while in denominator we have x power r. When I shift x power 10 minus r in numerator, this would become x power minus r. So now we know that if bases are same, then we can add the powers 10 minus r. So plus minus r would become minus r. So this would become x power 10 minus 2r. This is exactly was that 10 minus 2r, how this becomes 10 minus 2r. Tanzeel and Amna, got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Indices law, indices law. Simply, if I said what is this, so this is indices law. So the next is 10 and r. So now look at this. Here, the simplification is over. Now look at this. He was asking about the coefficient of x power 6. It means we have this x power. So this should be equal to 6. Okay, he was asking that this all thing, this combination and this minus 2 per r is the constant. He was asking that find the coefficient of x power 6. So we put this negative 10 minus 2r is equal to 6 and find the value of r from this equation. 10 minus 6 is equal to 2r, and this would become 4 divided by 2, and r is equal to 2 by solving this linear equation. So we have find r is equal to 2. In a very next step, put this value into above equation, this simplified form. So time is running down, and 10, 2, and then x power, when you put r is equal to 2 into 4, this power x power 6, and minus 2 power 2. So 10 C2, we know, I don't know whether this is equal this, but I know that 10 C2 into 4 and x power 6. You can simplify by finding 10 C2 through calculator and then multiply it 4. The whole answer would become 180 x power 6. Quickly, did you got it or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir, I got it.
Okay. I will share this lecture in Google Classroom. Today I will form a Google Classroom, and after that I will share all the screenshot and this video lecture in Google Classroom or in YouTube, so you can watch